Man, it's like we haven't done it in a while. You know what? We need to turn those lights on. My bad. We attempted to do the show yesterday, and we sat here for 40 minutes with technical difficulties. That was fun. It's productive.
Yeah, nothing more, nothing better than feeling like, oh, you're here and you wasted your time.
Well, all right. Then we got it fixed, and it's like, oh, well, we both got to go now. So, but it is Thursday. It is a Sports 10 brought to you by ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. Wow.
Oh. Sam Abdul, who actually won our fantasy league, he put, damn, I thought 10-10 canceled you guys again. I'm sorry, that just took me out when I read it, man.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Does it stretch that? Can they? I mean, I guess technically, I'm still doing stuff there. So
shadow banned us. Or whatever that is. I'm learning new social media phrases.
TikTok getting you?
No, they're talking about that more on IG. TikTok, I quit. I'm just having fun. There's a lot of cool. You were right about TikTok. I'm gonna admit it. Like you said.
What do you mean you quit?
Well, I quit trying to just go viral because I don't know what goes viral. I don't know what does. Like some stuff I think, oh, this is gonna get them right here. This is gonna be good, and it gets like 5 views, and then the next thing has 20,000 after I push send. Like I don't know what these Chinese people are trying to do to me right now. But I was trying to be right, but now I can't.
I know the same thing, man. It's like we post something on 6 Points page and we put a lot of effort into it, and it's like, oh, this is gonna, and it gets like 40,000 views. We post a youth training and it gets like 2 million views. So you just don't ever know.
And then I'm afraid to get banned. So.
Oh, Bobby's got a mic stand, so now what is he just like? hey, look at me! I'm trying to talk to you.
But he has to talk to the guy who's behind the stuff to unpush the mute button.
Yeah, so I don't have to keep crossing you guys' cameras.
I like it. It's just like we're 2 minutes in. Bobby's like, listen.
You're on TikTok. You're on TikTok. You were saying that you don't know. I actually read an interesting thing about TikTok to where it's like,
is it that book that you were reading, like LeBron? That you're still
no. Like I was past the first page.
You've been bringing it in for 5 weeks. And you're still on page 1. Obviously, it's riveting.
I only have 20 pages left, James.
You got to read. It's so good. You don't want to miss anything. So you read the same page 80 times.
Like if I look at this book, the first page. The table of contents is all highlighted. It's underlined.
What I was gonna say is like apparently only in America does TikTok like the things that go viral and stuff, like kids are dancing and all this stuff over here. But apparently in China, they don't reward that type of stuff in the algorithm of TikTok. Yep. It's literally just like you got to be doing some engineering something, and like those is what goes viral.
That's true.
So I don't understand it either.
Let me get a Chinese VPN. And then if I start posting the cool stuff, Chinese people will like me.
No, other way. You got to post like science or engineering or something.
Yeah, you got to be doing something.
They don't let that, that's not what they promote to their youth. They don't want their youth going around
doing
the jig.
Doing the gritty.
acting like Pat Mahomes, acting like Jackson Mahomes. Over there, they can tell they can speak their truth. Here, we can be like, listen, Jackson, dance your little heart out, do whatever you want to do. Not trying to
dance your little heart out.
Not trying to get those people. Yeah, he's actually. Wouldn't that's the so random all the time. Like that's the wildest thing. Like imagine you're because you know how so many people pick on certain demographics.
Okay,
and like but it's a lose-lose situation. For some people, like you can come over there, oh, Jackson Mahomes, oh, he's soft, he's this, he's that, he's over here. But then, like you just said, he's 6'5", probably 215.
Good basketball player. So he's athletic.
Now you done ran up on him.
Wait, Jackson Mahomes is 6'5"?
Yeah,
dude.
Thinking he's sweet. His dad is a former professional baseball player, just like Pat. Like, just think about this. You sitting here talking bad about Magic Johnson's son. And then all of a sudden she walks up or whatever. I think it's a she.
Oh, God.
No, it's like his son is actually he's transgender. I wanted to make sure I use the proper pronouns. Whatever with my mind thing is, but he runs up on you or whatever, and like now you got to defend yourself. I think I talked about like the dude, like my god brother's uncle Tommen, 6'7", 275, excuse me, 6'4", 275 with a size 17 pump. I don't want those problems. Build like an all-American defensive end. Like, what if it goes wrong? There's a lot of stuff. But
back to ABC. You may feel like you need to drink now, right now.
It's 5 o'clock. It's Friday, and it's Friday over there where you say they reward TikTok people.
Is it?
I think so. I don't know. Sounds good. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
I'm assuming, yeah. It's a holiday weekend, so a lot of people have a long weekend.
Oh.
School's out Monday. So get to
President's
ABC.
Day, right?
Yeah, get to ABC, get the good stuff. I don't know what the President's Day tie-in is to liquor, but you can find something.
Drink whiskey.
One of the best things we ever did was the election day thing that we did back. What was that?
The hurricane too.
Was that when? Yeah,
that was on 4-5. 4-5.
Was it when he first elected? Yeah, we need to start doing that. Was fun. We need to start doing stuff like that. Showing houses, realtors, pay us. We'll show a house for you, on camera, not to one of your real clients. Although we could do that too. We don't mind doing it. But Super Bowl was this past Sunday. We haven't been on since. There's no need to break the game down. Like, it's been broken down a million different ways. The team that I wanted to win won.
Shout out.
Yeah. So good for them. I like Stafford. How do you not like Cooper Kupp? Now, Cooper Kupp, don't let people fool you with this. He wasn't rated out of high school stuff and stuff like that. Cooper Kupp is like, he's really stinking good. Just because you're not rated out in high school either doesn't make you Cooper Kupp. But anyway, how do you not like Cooper Kupp? And then Aaron Donald, dude, like, that guy's unreal. I love watching him.
Why do people not remember? I think it was Taylor Lewan that he did it. Some offensive lineman messed with him in the game.
Oh,
and then after the game, he put his helmet on.
Yep.
And walked right over to the sideline, ready to scrap. Like, so when they were shoving him, like, that's not the guy I want to get mad.
No, and not at that time in the game.
Like, just relax.
Porter.
He was cool. Like, he was good. Then all of a sudden, you like, now he went Super Saiyan.
Well, they had 7 sacks in the last 9 minutes of the game or 18 minutes of the game, something crazy like that. Well, it kind of correlates to when they got after him a little bit.
What's more baffling, this isn't a breakdown of the game, but he only made 3 or 4 plays. But do you know what happened on those 3 or 4 plays?
Yeah.
The idiots went one-on-one with him.
Dude, he walked that guard back.
Why would you do that to yourself? You were blocking him just fine with everybody.
When you had 4 people on him.
Things were going good for you. When you got, I know what we're going to do. I'm going to outsmart myself. Let's block the guy who's never not been all pro, who's considered one of the best defensive players in this generation
ever.
We're going to block him one-on-one.
One-on-one.
And every time you did it,
bro,
the guy failed. You know what I'm doing? This is the problem. One, social media should help, right? One of the things I always tell people, I pride myself. I only got kind of laid out once in my whole career. It's my last game.
Yeah, the Penn State.
And
we saw it.
Text messages, 40 cents a text message was part of the reason why I didn't want it. I really didn't care. It happens, but like, you had, back in those days, you paid whether somebody texts you or not. It wasn't like you send the text. If you text me and I don't want it, I'm paying 40 cents for the transaction. So I got like 30 text messages. So my bill was a little higher than I would have liked it.
Okay.
This nowadays,
$12.
Yeah, man, I was a struggling college student.
I was doing the math. I'm a numbers guy. I was just doing the math real quick.
It might have been more because I think my dumb ass might have responded. But my point is like, right now, these kids, if worse than the $12, you're going to go viral if you get pancaked or bullied.
Mm-hmm.
If they call the play, whatever, red 32, O-line, shift, left, double team X, whatever, on 3, break. I'm going to be like, hold up, Joseph. I don't know if you know. That means I'm one-on-one with this crazy man.
Yeah.
It was the other offensive lineman that shoved him on the sideline. It wasn't me. Like, I need help.
You're catching a cramp.
Yeah, help me. Like, no, like, you gonna help me. And I think that's what
he made the guy look silly because he literally just picked him up and walked him back. It was like watching a high school kid against a 4-year college starter.
Right.
Like he's that freaking good. But one thing that I noticed though, because Angie and I were talking about it during the game, I was at my sister's and everybody's pulling for Cincinnati except for me. And I started naming the people that I like on the Rams, and Jalen was like 4 or 5.
I can believe that.
Did he make? I mean, he's got a Super Bowl ring.
Mm-hmm.
Did he make a mistake by going to LA?
No, not at all. That's just us.
No, I don't think it is.
No, like listen,
Jalen
with kids is what matters is like what OBJ was when he first came into it. Jalen is the most talked about person right now, and the cool thing for him is he doesn't care. They're talking about him, but they keep putting out the stats, and everybody's like, right now, it's the hate, and then it's the people who feel like they got to defend him for whatever reason. But I think for what he wanted to win more than he wanted to be a personality. And I think if we would have shown
that's
some
not
of the
necessarily
qualities,
true.
Well,
you don't pull up in a Brinks truck, wanting to win. He was full on personality. He was for the
bread, but he would have never pulled up in the Brinks truck that year had they not paid the wrong person early.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't think for him the winning it was the reason. Like, was more important than
not the Super Bowl. I think if the Jags
it was 1 year from going to the AFC Championship when he left,
right? But then that next year, they signed Blake to more money, which everybody was against. Like, no, I get the logical sense.
I get the recap. What I'm saying is, when you talk about the Rams right now, he's not one of the top 3 you talk about.
Okay, right now, who's the best corner in the league?
Well, it's probably him.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying I don't necessarily agree with you, because all the conversation that still happens with Jalen is about Aaron Donald. If you want to say Aaron Donald, far and away the brightest star. If for right now, people are talking more about Matt Stafford because he's quarterback, won a Super Bowl winning team. Cooper Kupp
won the MVP.
He won the MVP, but they're talking about him more on, which I think is stupid. Like, you just kind of open up the show with he was a no star to this. I think people are misguided on that, just like you. And we need to just be talking about the greatness in which Cooper Kupp is. But I think right now, like, Jalen's now, if you want to say, like, if he'll never be the number 1 star in LA.
Oh no,
like from a pro sports perspective,
doesn't matter. Just like Aaron Donald's not.
Yeah, but I think Jalen is considered, but he would have been considered the top dog here in Jacksonville. Still probably the best corner, but it would almost be like people talk about Xavier Howard. And Xavier Howard's good, even though I pick on him a lot. He's good, but go ask a random person who Xavier Howard is. Even if they follow football or what team he plays for. Most of them are like, let me Google.
So do you think his brand is bigger out there right now?
I think it's just because it's LA is bigger.
It's because of the Super Bowl?
In the Super Bowl and those things. I mean, here's a guy who dressed in a mariachi suit for Halloween and it went viral. Like, the stuff he's more, and that's more of his thing. Like, Aaron Donald's just, he's the guy that everybody,
he's the meathead,
pretends that's who I want my kid to be, like, the hard worker, the this, that. But your kid wants to be Jalen. Minus a little bit. minus the sassiness.
Hey, he wants to be a little sassy.
Minus the sassiness.
He wants to be a little sassy.
He's got a little bit of that. He's got a little bit.
You tell me.
A little too much sassiness.
I feel like
cinnamon and spice with God.
If he's gonna have the mic, let's just put it on. You know what I mean? It is. Oh, he's 4. My bad. I feel like if I went and surveyed 100 kids, that wouldn't be true. I feel like if I went and surveyed 100 kids that watch football, I don't think that the majority of them would say they'd rather be Jalen than Aaron Donald.
I don't know. Like, when I'm only going with my 8-year-olds right now. I can only, like, right now, who I'm around most are my 8-year-olds. Who I'm around, or some of the high school kids that I coach or train.
Well, I'm not saying here. I'm saying go to
I think
Dallas. I think there's Florida State here. There's the Jacks here.
D-line and O-line play will never be as dope as skill players. I think that's where the advantage comes from. There's still more. That's why even though I hate it, that's why 7-on-7 is going to be more popular than inside drills.
I mean, Aaron Donald makes a lot more money, doesn't
he? He's been in the league. He's on like his contract 3. Like, when Jalen signs his next contract, he's going to break the bank.
He didn't sign?
He
still hasn't got money?
He's got a second contract, but he's going, and he's the highest paid corner. When he gets the third one,
what is the difference in corner money? Well, you can't.
But I don't even know.
It's like you really can't do that because Aaron Donald is not your normal defensive lineman. There's guys that just don't. The pay scale doesn't apply to them, and that's Aaron Donald. But anyway, my point, it wasn't a Jalen hate post or point. It was more like whenever I like Jalen, and we have mutual acquaintances, but I still don't think of Jalen when I think of the Rams. I still think, Stafford, Kupp, Donald. But to your point, like they just played an extra 4 more games than what the Jags played. They were on prime time every other week. The brand probably is much, much bigger. You're probably right there.
Did you guys see any Eli Apple still has not tweeted? Did y'all see all the players attacking him in the NFL after he gave up the game-winning touchdown to Cooper Kupp?
No, I didn't see that. But what do players expect him to do?
I mean, apparently he was just talking a lot of trash. Eli Apple was talking a lot of trash to the receivers in the league.
I've never seen somebody
everybody
tweeted. Equally hated.
It was a night. It was like it's still going on.
Well, remember his mom is the one who was in the uproar about the drafting things in the boats.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't put that together.
So that was one reason, and they just
one of the most ridiculous things.
They have a history of doing things like this, and Eli was hated. He's hated by the Saints.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Who was
the whole city in New
Orleans? Was he with the Giants before?
Giants, Saints. The Ravens don't like him. Everybody was tweeting this man.
And he said that he wanted to be one-on-one with Odell Beckham because everybody, which was disrespectful in of itself. Don't get me wrong. Odell Beckham was eaten before, but like Cooper Kupp's the best wide receiver on that team. Odell Beckham's a good, really, really good wide receiver that showed us that it wasn't his fault in Cleveland and that he wasn't washed. But once you got in this situation with Cooper, it was no hesitation by Matt Stafford.
No.
Which is the most disrespectful thing that can happen to you as a corner. Like it was like circle the duck. Oh, wait a minute.
Cooper's on him.
Coop, you know what to do. That's and cute. And then flicked the wrist. Like it was like he knew there was no read. There was nothing. Snap, boom, throw it. Cup, touchdown.
I mean, they made it easy. They made it super easy. But at the same time, Joe Burrow, man, is going to be a dude for a long time. There was a video that was put out that was really cool. And it makes you realize just really how young this guy is. He's during the game going and introducing himself.
Yeah,
did you see that? He's like, "Hey, Vaughn, I'm Joe. It's good to meet you. Nice to meet you." And I'm like, wow. And it was sincere. It wasn't like a smart ass thing. I'm like, wow, that's a little awkward. They know your name.
I'm sure they've scouted you.
Right.
Like this isn't.
You're not Joe Burrow. I play here.
You're not gonna surprise them. They know your tendencies, sir. But just that combination of guys, how young they are, it gives you hope if you're a Jags fan or any other.
Oh, absolutely, it
fan.
does. Yeah.
But at the same time, it also lets you know how inept you've been during this miserableness. Because 2 years ago, they were drafting Joe Burrow #1 overall, and all they did was get him a #1 wide receiver.
Boy, did they!
And
dude,
how it just changed it, and it also just shows like how the league is supposed to be competitive. It's impossible to cover elite speed or route running like with not just Jefferson T. Higgins. I forgot the other wide receiver.
Tyler Boyd.
Yeah, Tyler Boyd. The Bengals have a good wide receiver core.
Yep.
And it's tough to you can't win every battle. To go back to Jalen, they actually posted all of the matchups. It was like a 3-minute video with Jalen. Jalen gave up three bad plays. One of them, he got a neck adjustment, but it was literally textbook. The other play, but it's like that's how hard it is to be to be at that level, to be a shutdown corner in the NFL right now.
Well, the question is, so if you look at Cincinnati and the way they built that, you guys mentioned Boyd and Higgins, right? Does Jacksonville have Boyd and Higgins, and do they just need to find a Jamar Chase? Because I don't listen. I mean, we can say Boyd and Higgins, but if Jamar Chase isn't there, what are they?
Well, T. Higgins was really, really good before he got there. Like, but Chase is T. Higgins is like 1,000-yard receiver. Like, T. Higgins has been good since he's got there. But
so
to have another person like
but taking somebody saying, like,
so I think to your point, I think Marvin Jones is not your Higgins, it's your Boyd. I think
DJ Chark.
I think that ship is. I don't think he wants to be here. So
yeah,
I think he's gone. But yes,
erased all his posts.
If we had to pick somebody who's here, it would be Chark.
He doesn't want to be here.
I mean, I haven't talked to him. I can't say like me and DJ was hanging out at the cigar lounge the other day, but it just seems like from what the tea leaves on social media.
Yeah, he archived or erased all of his posts with the Jaguars, except for the one sponsorship he has with Tide.
Which, if you listen to our show, that doesn't necessarily mean that the guys are going. Denny has had multiple situations where it's like I think it's a 6 points ritual.
It seems to be
where you have to delete all your social media of the team that you're on and get fans to panic.
Yeah, but also people today, like kids today, they use that as a rollout. Like a lot of that is a rollout in today's entertainment or even in sports world. They erase all their posts like, oh, moving on, new beginnings. Like, it's just a thing.
But to answer your question, yes, I do believe if the Jags got somebody that could actually take the top off of a defense, I think they would be. I think like that whole Trevor dropping back and throwing a bomb to somebody who's running stride for stride with a DB running stride for stride with him doesn't put fear in anybody.
Yeah.
Like, you need somebody that actually can beat a DB.
I'm looking at this because wasn't T. Higgins a rookie?
When?
This year.
No. T. Higgins was there with
oh, he's a second-year player. He's a second-year player. Yeah.
I just didn't remember him because
he had
Clemson,
900.
Right?
Yeah, he had 908 yards last year.
Adam in fantasy last year,
and then this year had 1,091. I'm not hating on T. Higgins. What I'm saying is, like, if Jamar Chase isn't there,
Jamar Chase.
Yeah, if Jamar Chase isn't there, how good is T. Higgins? If Jamar Chase is in Jacksonville, how good is DJ Chark? How good is, you know what I mean?
Well, I think, like I said, I think it enhanced what T. Higgins was able to do. But obviously with the stats, it didn't really enhance it that much. It was more so how good did the Bengals, did everything come to the fact that isn't Burrow still the most sacked quarterback in the league?
He has 70 sacks.
But it's easy when you can get the sack when you can go 2nd and 15 when you know you can make it up the next play.
Yeah. Well, to your point,
like, people are like, this is what happened. You should have drafted a left tackle. No, it worked out swimmingly for them. Like, it worked out just the way it needed to work out.
To your point, they add Jamar Chase, who adds a ton of production, and T. Higgins essentially has the same year.
Which just
that's to your point. Like, that's really good.
What did they win? 5 games the year before, something like that.
Yeah.
It took you from 5 games. It gave you 5 more games. Yep. And I have people and then people don't understand what the NFL actually is. So they're like, if they would have had an offensive lineman, which they could draft an offensive lineman this year, and it will, which they need to. That's really the missing piece, but it works out. The NFL is a league that rewards people on being slightly above average. They were 10-7 regular season. 9-7, 8-8 back in the day. Actually, you can go to the playoffs 8-8. Hell, those Seahawks went 7-9 one year
and won a couple games.
If you just have to be slightly above average and get to the playoffs. And they're like, well, anybody can win when you get hot. That's the goal. It's the only, I think that, and that's why I always tell people college football and NFL are 2 different games. College football is a game that is prided on dominance the entire season. And then when you get to the playoffs, you're going to play another dominant, hopefully 3 more dominant teams. Every other sport, to win a championship, it's not about your regular season. It's about getting to the postseason. Think about college basketball. Nobody really cares about, except for the purists, about the regular season. When we start all paying attention, conference tournaments, and then March, the NCAA tournament. And who happens to win those? The teams that are built to make runs.
Yeah.
Those are the teams, like, they get hot when you're supposed to. That's why you always heard, like, when teams would be like 30-0, they'll purposely lose a game or 2. to try to get them refocused. Like, doesn't make sense in any other world, but it makes sense in that world. You know, same thing with the NFL. Like, you got to get to the play. The goal is to get.
There's
to the
always
playoffs.
that team that everybody knows you don't want to play them. Like they may not have the best record, but you're catching them at the wrong time. It happens in just about every sport, and even though it even happens in college football, just because there are times during that season you have to win every week, but there's times during that season where you play better than others, right? So a lot of that is, when do you catch somebody? For example, the Jags beat the Bills. I mean, think about that.
Yeah.
All right. If you catch the Bills 4 weeks later, the Jags lose that by 40.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so I just think it's one of those.
Indy was like, all they had
Indy's
to do was
just weird because Indy hasn't won here since 2014.
Saying,
that's wild.
You would think, like,
which makes me happy.
All you got to do is beat the Jags when you're in.
Yeah.
And you can't do that.
No.
So it's just,
let's I want to move on to the halftime show real quick, but to tie in, let's get to Northeast Florida.
Definitely. That was
Northeast Florida Executive Health and Med Spa. Get to Northeast Florida Executive Health and Med Spa. Maybe you're trying to put on the same clothes, do the same things that you did, 15 years ago, and it's not working.
Or you got the gyrating, you started crip walking, Mary J. Blige you started dancing, you started popping, and mama can't do that like she used to. Or daddy can't do that like they used to. So you need to go get that proton laser therapy treatment in the areas that you're hurting in.
Yep.
Bottom line is, recovery is the key to longevity.
Here's to simplify this. If you don't feel well, if you're not performing well in the bedroom, if maybe you're a little bit overweight, or if you're injured, go to Northeast Florida Executive Health and Med Spa. We just literally said something about all of you.
You know who should have went there? 50 Cent. After he was hanging
That's
upside down.
That's the point. No, way before he was hanging upside down. Should he have gone to Northeast Florida Executive Health and Med Spa?
Put things in perspective.
And I'm with you before you even go there. I'm with you. Go ahead.
50 is not fat.
No, he's not.
He's not.
50 is built like any 46-year-old that still kind of lifts weights.
No, he's built way better.
Yeah, way better.
Way better.
No, I'm saying like in really good shape, unless you're a bodybuilder, which he's not a bodybuilder.
Right.
He sells vodka, tequila, and cognac.
And great TV shows.
And damn near a billionaire.
Yeah, so like, maybe he shouldn't have done it. Like that per se, like the OG unit,
tank top.
Yeah, I always want to say it, but
I knew you were going.
But like, but is he really like?
There was this video though that came out. I don't know if you saw it, that showed the transition. When you see this transition, dude is hella strong. Like when you see him hop up and get to the position, and I wanted to have this on, but I don't. Like you can see him at the bottom here. So I'm going to explain it. Snoop and Dre are wrapping up there. Now watch down here. Watch 50. He's going to walk by in a second. And then watch. Oh, I missed it. He pops up there and does like a reverse. See him?
Yeah, I see him.
Oh, wow.
Like you 99% of America cannot do that.
Yeah.
Wow, he pulls himself
himself up and then goes
parallel, and then puts his legs over.
Yeah. So it's like if you went to the gym and you went to the chin-up bar, you didn't do a chin-up. You did a chin-up and then brought your legs all the way around, scooped them under, so you were hanging upside down with no help. Right. And you did it like that. That's what he did.
It was very smooth. It wasn't like a glitch.
And then started. Well, he didn't really start rapping. That was all pipe.
So
but
that's,
you know what I mean.
Yeah. What I want to get to is this. Like, I don't know. Everybody was one. I thought it was good. It
was fantastic.
I liked it. It was nostalgic. I need to know what people expect from rappers.
What do you mean?
Like, oh, that was the worst performance.
You saw that?
People say that?
Yeah.
I'm like,
oh man, white people's timelines loved it. Absolutely loved it.
No, hold on. Same white people's timelines loved it. White people our age loved it. The granny who was 99, who was jamming out, who has sense, who could tell she was she was living her best life when other people weren't. Mm-hmm. She loved it. Oh, but it was a bunch of people like, give me that purity. Why can't we have the Eagles, or not the Eagles, the Rolling Stones, the this? And I'm like,
purity. Like weren't they coked out of their mind for 30 years?
Right. I always tell. So you always find, because I have a good mix of people. So it's always that, like, this one guy posted, like, oh, it was so sexual. It was this and this. I'm like, a bunch of men in khaki dicky suits turn you on? That's sexual? Is there something you need to tell? Like, it's just cool. This is a new generation. You don't have to fight it anymore. But I need to know what about that was sexy. Or were you talking about Mary J. Blige with the coochie cutters on? Because I didn't see a man in America who had a problem with that. Like most men. But like, what I meant by this is, like, when you talk about performances, one, when Dr. Dre got on the piano, I was like, all right, that's dope. I'm assuming he was playing it. I know he knows how to play piano. Yes. So rappers rap. There is a microphone. They say words. The beats are made in computers, guys. I don't know what you want. And they're 46 plus. Everybody on that stage. Ain't nobody running around like they're young to me.
Anymore. Literally like nobody. I saw nobody griping about it on my. You need new friends.
There were upset people on the TL.
Well, I get y'all's age because y'all are on that mumble rap crap.
Yeah,
we loved it.
I thought it was for the code. The only thing I would have liked more is I don't want to see Snoop do the crip walk. And I get, Snoop was a gangbanger and all that stuff, and it was cool. I personally like there's a rapper named Dub C, and his crip walk is a lot more electric. And I wanted to see that. I wanted to see Ice Cube get out there. I wanted to see some real good stuff. But like, I thought the show was
for the first time. I was like, this halftime wasn't long enough.
For the first time,
because we needed another Eminem song.
So here's what.
Okay, wait a second.
For the first time in my life,
Eminem had more hits than anybody else there.
Whoa, Eminem does not have more hits than Snoop Dogg.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, not even close. Absolutely.
By default, he's the fourth highest selling artist of all time, so he has to have more hits. It's just. I'll put it in perspective. Gucci Mane said this. For those who don't know, that's a rapper in Atlanta, from out Atlanta. I think he's a clone like everybody else because that's not what he looked. When he went in jail fat, he came out diesel with pearly white teeth. Don't know. He doesn't look like the same person. But
they do offer dental services in jail.
Okay, well, fine. He's no sagging arms. He literally looks like a different person. But he said, when is the last time you just been driving down the street and said, hey man, let me put that Eminem on. If it comes on, and I've been like that. But when when Lose Yourself came on, when I'm like, okay, I'm vibing with that.
When was the last time you did that for any of them? When was the last time you were going down the street and saying, I want to listen to Snoop right now?
I'll tell you what it did. I
want to drop it like it's hot.
I would be honest with you. I am a guy who can respect people liking Snoop, and I love the way he's aged. He's like, he's our generation's Cheech.
Yeah. I think Snoop's the most famous rapper ever.
But I don't like Snoop got one iconic album to me, and that's the first one. All his other stuff has songs that I like.
Snoop's become so much more than just a rapper.
Right. I like Snoop the entertainer as more than I like Snoop the rapper. Now, Dr. Dre, I loved NWA. I love both Chronic albums. Aftermath with Eminem and then 50 Cent. I remember one of the first concerts I went to as a college student was 50 Cent when he came to Tallahassee. So I get the jokes that people make because I remember in 2003 seeing him at Chubby's nightclub being like, yo, I thought he was like every other rapper. This dude is jacked. Like he can play linebacker right now. So I remember so in the club was so crazy. Tallahassee had 90.5, 102.3, 96.1, and there was another hip hop station. You literally could, in the club was on one station. All right, I don't feel like hearing that. And as soon as it was in it, it started on another station. It you could not play it. It was that hot.
Yeah, if at some point in your life you didn't like that song, you're a terrorist.
But I just want to, I want people to, I want people who are just really into it. And I think, if 50's cool about it, which is funny because everybody talks about fat shaming, which is what people tried to do for 50, which he's not fat. But what I want somebody to do is go in your closet. I'm not going to do it because I know it's not going to turn out the way I wanted it to turn out because I have something similar. I look at it in my hallway every time I go to I look at my jersey. You know what I'm not about to do?
No. I can't fit crap I fit in last year, much less.
I'm not putting on my jersey from 20 years ago, man. I'm trying to see how it worked. It was tight when I was sexy. I can only imagine what it's like now. And like,
I have an MOT Cowboys jersey. It literally chokes me right now.
Do you really?
Yeah, I played for MOT. I played for MOT Cowboys.
Are you sure?
Can
we have proof of that?
Listen,
this is show history here. We had an intern one time who told us he played for Sweetwater. And everybody went.
And the problem is, I asked him, I begged him, I said, dude,
I say this on air.
Don't say this because those guys, we know them. They listen to the show.
Yeah.
And
we didn't even get out the studio.
And my boy Mike texted me, said, hey, listen, I have coached every age group in Sweetwater.
Yeah.
I have never seen any or
listen,
heard
all right.
This
I'm telling you, we used to play right at that Kirby Smith field, and I went to Kirby Smith Middle School. I was trash. I wasn't trash, but I played cornerback, but the guy thought that I was a receiver when he looked at me. So my number was 84. I literally played cornerback with number 84. I'm telling you.
Need a game player for that one.
Yeah, I was cornerback with number 84.
84.
Yeah, it was
right. That's
the way they gave out jerseys. He literally was like, "Oh, you look like this. You look like this. You look like this position," awesome. And they were just giving me the jerseys.
I believe him now.
I'm telling you, we used to practice right out there by the Highlands field, right by Highlands.
84.
Yeah,
I believe
that. Right. Ain't nobody going around bragging about being a we're number 84.
And our boy talked about he was the second string running back, remember?
Yeah, he was like so in the messed up part about him is
we love you, Kemp. We love you, man.
Now he looks like greatest transformation that I've ever seen. Like you remember Kemp don't look that Kemp that I just seen on social media the other day does not look like the Kemp that we got.
Well, bro, that was 6 years ago.
What I'm saying is he went from like not having a girlfriend to shooting at a dang near a porn star and a lesbian.
There wasn't no dang near about it.
She was like
that was his first two targets.
Shooters got to shoot.
And he shot and he couldn't do a push-up. We literally filmed him. He could not do one push-up. And he's telling us that
those were the glory days of the sports den, man.
It was content. Yeah, interns that couldn't eat. Actually, you know what, Bobby? If I gave you a dozen donuts, right?
Yes.
And it was like
you had 4 minutes.
4 minutes. Yeah, 4 minutes.
Okay.
In the competition, I don't know if we were giving. I don't know what.
Not giving anything for the sake of competition.
How many donuts? Like you just had to eat the donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts.
How many donuts do you think you can get?
I can get about 4 minutes.
4 minutes. Not a minute. 4 minutes.
If you give me 4 minutes, I could do about maybe 4.
See,
5.
How much do you weigh?
Right now, 170 something.
Okay, because that's important.
Two very husky individuals.
We had 2 guards,
and I think they finished 1.5 between the both of them.
Yes,
1.5.
They
donuts.
They got. Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. You're right.
They could in 4 minutes.
They said it was too cakey.
Too cakey. I said, dude, we were in. What is wrong with y'all?
Yeah, man, we got to get back. Those were the glory days. We can't do it in the house.
Don't clog your arteries, please don't.
No, it does.
We ain't eating it. What are you talking about?
You said we got to get.
You're
back.
young.
Yeah.
You're young. You need to bulk up.
Diabetic.
I got scoliosis.
I got scoliosis.
I ain't going out for no damn glazed donuts. Put some Boston cream. But the funny thing is,
Boston cream. That is so nasty.
I see an 8-year-old. I see an 8-year-old literally
eat that.
Yeah, look, Boston cream and sour cream donuts are my 2 favorite.
Sour cream donuts, dude.
It's not really like sour cream. I don't know why they call it that.
They just changed the whole donut.
It's sweet. It's a sweet donut. I don't know what if the sour cream helps.
You just gave me like a Lay's potato chip like flavor.
I love Lay's potato chips.
Donut form.
Plain Lay's is the best chip ever. God made that perfect.
Baked Lay's are actually legit.
It's pretty good. Yeah. My point is, I've seen it's 8 now, but for the last 3 years, his pregame meal is literally 3 donuts that he crushes on the way, like just downs them like it ain't nothing. He wants 2 vanilla frosted with sprinkles and a chocolate frosted with sprinkles. And he's killing it.
And we got 2 grown-ass men.
And 2 grown-ass men.
Grown-ass men.
Could not finish a donut and a half between the 2 of them in 4 minutes. It's just...
Come out there full.
We were a proper country.
They're full. Man,
we used to be a proper country.
I know how calories work. Dog. You ain't crazy. Full. I don't even know what we were talking about 50. I don't even know. But all in all, it was fun. I'm game for it doesn't have to be rap. It can be whatever. Like I'm game for that type of halftime show. I don't need all the like walking through mirrors.
Yeah, that was bad.
Like, I don't need all the artistic stuff. Just
I don't want the weekend.
Go, no.
I could use another Bruno Mars because I think he would perform well. I don't remember his halftime show now.
Why hasn't Jay-Z?
There we go. I found it. I found
Jay-Z
the picture.
is the one who actually put it
together.
You're
the same size then.
Jay-Z's the one who put it together.
Hey, your mom had you in full pads in the kitchen?
I just got home from a game. Well, no, I was going to a game.
Oh, okay.
I didn't like put the pads on.
It was my first time playing football.
Hey, put the seatbelt on.
Yeah.
Listen,
helmet on.
Yo, like
she was excited for me to sit on the bench. Okay,
that's a good mom. My mom might not have known your dad, but your mom definitely. Because my mom was like
2012.
She's like, I ain't going to no game to see you sit the bench, you loser. You better play.
He said 2012.
May 26, 2012 is when this picture was taken.
That was 2 years before we got on radio.
What kind of football y'all playing in May?
It was MOT. I don't know. It was May.
You play 8-man football?
No, it was no. We actually we played against like Argyle, like A team and B team. We played Middleburg. We played a lot of.
My kid comes to me tomorrow. I want to play football in May, and it ain't spring football at high school. No, kid, it's too damn hot. We ain't doing all that. We don't need that in our life.
I'm not watching Trey if he's sitting on the bench.
So not even going.
I'm there to help you to get off the bench. We will work on that. But if I gotta come, and you're not playing, bro.
Football
like,
wasn't my
text
passion.
Me if they call your name.
Yeah, he's getting the game. FaceTime me now. FaceTime me now.
If somebody gets hurt, go ahead and dial me up.
I earned more playing time as the year went on.
You earn more?
Yeah.
And about earn somebody got hurt.
Semantics. You got on the field. That's all that matters.
You got to be the next guy up, right? That's what it's got to be. Let's get to Green Acres real quick. GreenAcersSporting.com. The place you go for anything you need, hunting or fishing. You were just there. Where were you shooting this time?
Another AR. Right, 30 cal. It can put a hole through something. It's fun. Rowdy Firearms. $499. It's pretty good.
$499?
Yeah. So they're not even giving. It's not wholesale. It's actually the distributor's price. So they're giving you a lot. They're giving it to you cheaper than wholesale because he's like it sells for right under $1,000. If they wanted to do that, but they'll be doing that for the rest of the month. People, please still keep going over there. Check them out. We're gonna talk about the fishing section too, man. They got a really like everybody goes over for the guns and the ammo, and I get it. They got good knives, they got good fishing equipment, and they got bows and arrows. The original Shotty.
I like how we went fishing to bows and arrows. Have you ever seen the spear fishing?
No, but that's kind of what I wanted. I wanted to ask, can't you use a bow to go fish?
No, it's like it's
literally
a gun, and people put diving. I've got a buddy of mine in Arkansas that does this, and they just kind of go through the water and shoot the fish, and then it releases a line and you pull the fish up. I can't do the whole underwater stuff. I'm very claustrophobic. I don't want to know what's under that water. Like I don't get in the ocean.
I get in a lot of YouTube like rabbit holes.
Yeah.
Like
those are scary.
Is the ocean really space? Is like this or how
deep
or how deep does it really go
yep.
and what's down there and like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want something. What just happened to our screen, but no, I don't want to know. I don't go in the ocean. I'm not messing around with that at all. But go to Green Acres if you like to fish or hunt. That's where you need to go, over off Normandy Boulevard, or go to greenacres.com or greenacresporting.com.
Yep.
I have a 8 o'clock real quick. Everybody, if not everybody, a lot of people knows I'm a Laker fan. The way I'm a Laker fan is I grew up in Arkansas, and my best friend was a Celtic fan. This was in the 80s. And so if your best friend was a Celtic fan, then you were a Laker fan, right? That was like before every NBA game was on TV. That's what you saw, right? So I've just kind of followed the Lakers all the way through. LeBron, though, had a tweet that just got under my skin. LeBron tweeted out on Monday at 3 p.m. He said, "We, the Dodgers and Rams, should all do a joint parade together with a live concert afterwards to end it. City of Champions." Dog, you didn't win a championship this year.
Yeah. I think he's still
no
thanks for the bubble. Did they get the bubble parade?
They barely had a parade yesterday.
Yeah, that was bad. That was bad.
I just like LeBron right now, to me, you know why he's getting on my nerves? Because they're not winning. That's the real reason.
Everything he does gets on people's nerves.
I like LeBron, but he's not winning. So yeah, it pisses me off. But dude, LeBron, you don't need this. Like, everybody already knows who you are. You don't need to flex. Everybody knows your greatness. Everybody knows that we don't like. If you should have said, hey, it's our turn to win one, and then we'll have a joint parade. Instead of going, we won one 2 years ago. Yeah. Can I play? Can I be included?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why? And maybe it was chestnut checkers. Maybe he knew the Rams weren't going to generate a great parade.
I think maybe that's part of it. I think it would have, but the problem is no matter what would have happened, like, it would have been, LeBron would have overshadowed the moment because LeBron is the bigger star than the entire Rams team. The Rams, the one, I'll say this, it worked out because they won and they were able to host the Super Bowl. This in St. Louis would have been huge. It would have been a huge deal.
They'd still be having a parade.
I think that's where a lot of these teams, NFL teams, miss out. Because you got LA,
they're
New York,
they're the
Miami.
fourth team when USC is good.
Right. But I'm just saying, LA, New York, Miami, San Francisco is pretty, but they're not. I'm just trying to figure out. Most of the NFL teams are in small markets.
Like, San Francisco's huge.
No,
they got a large following.
But
Houston's like the sixth largest market. Dallas is top 10.
Really? Houston and Dallas are that big? But the majority of the teams are in places where,
if you go to the
Chicago
playoffs,
would be different though. Chicago is, if they win, if Chicago ever won, it would shut down.
Yeah.
Houston, the city was shut down if it ever.
Well, no, I mean, to your point, it's a big market, but I don't know how into the Texans they are. I mean, the Astros are probably bigger than what the Texans are. I don't know about the Rockets.
Well, you're right. Texans is still a newer team. I just think
the Texans fall somewhere right below Joel Osteen in that city.
he consistently has a larger attendance on Sundays.
Right, generates more money, more revenue,
and he has no away games.
I mean, my man has a parade every week.
It's pretty impressive. I think parades that don't pack out are worthless.
The only one I would go to,
it's like a high school homecoming parade.
Right. The only one I would go to is like the Tampa one if I was on a boat.
If the Jags won, you would be there. The Jags won a Super Bowl.
I am not standing. No, I am not standing junk to butt with 600,000 other people downtown. It's not happening.
I don't think you would have to do that. I think you would probably be in a
well, no, I'm just saying though. I'm just saying, like, if I'm a fan, I don't care about a parade.
Oh, okay.
Like, at all. That's cool. Like, do a wrap-up show and watch on TV. let me have my own parade in the living room.
I just don't make me
go downtown.
Parades are a hassle.
Where would the parade be if the Jags won?
Probably just downtown.
They're just right there.
Yeah. Where else you gonna go? The problem is where it's located. It's like you got to get to the stadium eventually. So like, it's only one way to get there. It's gonna look like the COVID, like when they use it as a COVID testing site. You're never going to be able to get through.
It's the busiest downtown's been ever consistently in Jacksonville. Think about that.
It's just inconvenient. Like, even when the only parade I remember consistently going to every year was like FAMU's homecoming parade in Tallahassee, and they blocked off Tennessee Street. They did all of this other stuff. So like, and it's dope. Good for you. Congratulations, homecoming, rah, rah, rah. But during that time, what if you don't care about FAMU? You just need to get somewhere. Tennessee Street is one of the major streets,
which is probably 70 to 80% of any population that don't care about whatever team that is there.
Blocked it off, and you're just walking in the middle of the road. Like, now I'm glad FAMU does it on campus now, but like, I don't even know if FSU has a homecoming parade. That's crazy. Like, I never participated.
Well, I mean, that's why I'm not going to make fun of LA's lack of attendance at the parade, even though it's a city of 15 million people or whatever it is, because I wouldn't go. Like I wouldn't go if it happened here in Jacksonville, and this place would be bananas. That's part of the reason why I wouldn't go, by the way. You don't know what would happen in downtown Duval after a Super Bowl.
I would be there. I have to be there. I'm gonna document it for you.
You better have plans to get me that tape because I would.
It's gonna be weird. It'd be good weird.
Our day will come.
It'll definitely get weird.
Yeah, I don't want to be there for it. I'll watch the game.
You're gonna have to work. They're gonna put you there.
Well, that's fine. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, that's fine.
Just a normal civilian, I could get it. Or like when FSU won the '99 national championship. I don't remember '93. I remember '99.
Okay.
They had like a thing. It wasn't a parade. They just had something at the stadium.
Yeah. That's
you go
cool.
in and you sit down and everybody talks.
Florida did the same thing. Yep.
I do remember that as a kid, but
now you're sitting down. There's like, okay, we can get 80,000. Doesn't get it, but we can get 80,000.
Yeah, it wasn't packed, but it was still a good. I think that's all you really need.
And I love how people are like, well, you don't do it in the middle of the day on a Wednesday.
When is it good?
I mean, LA, y'all ain't been at work in 2 years.
How do they still have it?
What are y'all talking about?
The pictures of the traffic was like what threw me. Like, how is it still like? How is that fun? How can you tell me, oh, bro, you don't know what you missed? You got to come out to LA for it to take 3 hours to go 15 miles.
LA weather hits different though, man.
I believe it. No,
is,
like when
you get there and you're like, you're paying a weather tax. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to go. I've never been. So.
I don't.
Are you going?
Yeah, I want to go do comedy there.
Oh, that's good. At the parade.
At the parade,
probably get a bigger crowd. Did you see the Stafford video?
We just let the lady drop.
That was all. If you haven't seen it, go look that up right now.
That's what I don't understand about. Like, I want to be serious in media, but I don't ever want to be that serious, right? Like, I'm not falling for you. I'm not getting on like this little.
What did she do? Did she fall off the
thing
stage?
Trying to take a picture?
So let's set this up. Stafford and his wife were on the stage or podium, whatever it is.
Right.
And there's a media member taking a picture.
Like basically where Miles is right now.
And she's walking backwards.
And there's no more stage.
It just falls.
And then people were like, well, he didn't even try to grab it. So we both can fall?
No, I think it was the reaction that got him. It was, he looked at her and was like, oh. And then looked at his wife and said, take care of that, and walked away.
Yeah, I just pulled the video up. He looked at it, drank his water, and then turned around. He went, oh.
There was no like, hey, let me help you up. There was nothing of that.
I'm not doing it.
You're not helping her up?
She thought she was stage diving.
You absolutely would. I know you. If a chick fell.
Not in this climate. not with all those cameras. Not with any, because I've had to pick people, especially she said she broke her pelvis. So that means she can't, like, you can't just lift her up. You got to get up under her.
Oh, she said that?
That's what she said. So, like, I'm
okay, you don't have to pick her up, but should you at least go, hey, help?
He did. To his wife. Hey, you're a woman to woman, help. Yeah,
you can
anything you can do that live. I can do, you can do
You
better.
can pick up her pelvis and not get in trouble. I can't. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I don't want to, like.
She tweeted, unfortunately, I fractured my spine. Her name is Kelly Smiley.
Yeah, you're right. You don't want to pick her up.
Like, then who knows what could happen? I could make it worse. Like, that's what EMTs are for. Like, you know.
And both her cameras broke. That's the tweet that went more viral than the other one. Nobody cared about it.
Like, is the shot worth it? Like, was that shot that you were trying?
No, because you don't have the cameras.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so, like, to me, it's like
you also don't have him being a hero for it to go viral and be like,
oh, it's going viral.
Oh, yeah.
And when stuff like that happens, I'm like, I love camera people. I want to make sure they understand
camera
this.
people.
You as the people,
I love how James is like Jackson Mahomes. Yeah. We're talking about camera people.
You're a resilient bunch.
I love camera people.
I don't want you guys to think that I'm against cameras, but some of your kind do take things out of place, and it's like, yo, like it's just too much. But
you know what I don't understand is they get these cameras that are like $15,000, and they buy these lenses that will zoom a mile, but for some reason they're still right there, and I'm like, yo, you just told me that zoom, you can hit the west side. Why are you right here?
We're gonna find out one day that those cameras are bad for you, cause cancer. It's kind of like when the doc gives you an X-ray, and like it's completely safe, and then they run like they
put this big old metal thing on you.
They're behind duck, and then they're like, "Oh yeah. You'll be fine." Like I got to stand behind all this protection. But that's what that camera lens that can take a picture from a mile away is doing. Yeah.
You ever hit a clock?
Not really. It's more of a. We talked about Valentine's Day a little bit, but we didn't have our Monday show, so we couldn't get into it. But something. Stephen Diggs is a remarkable man.
Okay.
His ability to catch is
another hit o'clock.
Is very good. Like I've never like and to be able to run routes and not get caught in traffic, like it's exceptional. And I've heard the quote, "How you do anything is how you do everything." But most people are just really good at like doing that as a profession. As a lover, he's able to do the exact same things. What do I mean? He caught 2 women on Valentine's Day. And he was able to manage both, and nobody ran into each other. Hotel.
Well, I mean, evidently not, because you're talking about it.
I think it's because he broadcasted, they took pictures, and they did all of these things.
Yeah.
And it's just like the fact that this was happening.
Man,
I'm like, wow, good job, Steph. But
no,
it does go and say this. They voted. You know how they do those, get the camera. Who's the one person that you wouldn't allow your sister to date?
Yeah.
He was in Minnesota. Unanimously, everybody said one person, except for Stephen. Everybody said Stephen's the one person I would let my.
I'm going to tell you why they said that. Because he's a freaking tool.
Of course.
Who takes 2 women on dates for the purpose of broadcasting that you did it?
Oh, man.
Like you're
That's a good point, I guess.
You're a terrible person, Stephen.
Oh, without a doubt.
Like, if you want to take 2 people on dates and you get away with it and it's cool and you tell your boys, "Hey, I did this." Okay, I don't have to go with you, but I understand it. But to do it and then to post it on social media the next day that you did it,
I found out on BSO, which
what is BSO?
Black Sports Online, which
is
a.
You know what? I don't think I changed my credit card. I haven't been getting that lately.
Yeah, it's a guy. I don't even know why he's not good though, so it kind of messes up my theory. Like he should be canceled because like he had a whole sexual harassment, like
that's him.
Yeah, he's still going strong. I don't know how. And then lastly, to conclude VD, Twitter is I would pay for Twitter, like not Twitter Blue, like to like edit and like get more like, but like if they came out and said like, "Hey, to have this app, it's going to cost $5." I'm gonna tell you why. Once a week, something goes viral or just comes across that will leave you in stitches, and it's really just good comedy. So, and it also can like give you inspiration.
Okay.
It can give you hope, and it can also make you reevaluate yourself. So what I've learned is that I'm moderately handsome, and that's worse. The worst place to be in is to be moderately handsome.
Okay.
Like you either want to be ugly to where you can and have be funny or have like good charming qualities, and women will believe that you're not cheating on them because he's ugly. So, but you have that, or I gotta be, and I'm mature enough I gotta be like Idris Elba, so like just generationally handsome. Like there's women who like Idris, grandma, mama, daughter, they all love Idris.
Okay.
But when you're in the middle, you're not ugly enough for people to not believe that women aren't coveting you, but you're not good enough to be able to lie to a bunch of different women. And so I bring this up to say that there was a transgender, not gender, transgender, because he faked being a ginger, African-American male who literally on Twitter swindled at least 10 women. And women were volunteering. It was more. They were coming out saying, "Oh, he did that to me." So what happens is he gets you, y'all connect one time, and he gets you to want to fly back out. Women are paying to fly and see him. And then what happens is, okay, you're supposed to come on Saturday. Friday night happens. Oh, I'm in the hospital. I got to go do this. And then you're like, "Oh my God, and he sends a picture. It's a fake picture, but he sends a picture in the hospital. And then you reschedule for a month later. My uncle dies.
What's the day before you getting out of this?
Go ahead.
All right, so pretty much like what he's saying is like this guy would literally get these women to give him money and be like, hey, like the pictures that he's talking about is like, hey, something came up. My enemies, they killed my bodyguard. I'm in the hospital right now. I need you to send me $30,000 to pay my hospital bill.
Twitter swindle.
The Tinder swindler. Oh, you said swindle. That's where my brain went.
But that's where all of this came, because Netflix has a Tinder swindler about a guy lying to getting like 20 million from like 10 women. But then this happens right after this. But when they posted the pictures of the guy, he's fat, freckles, and he had red hair and a red beard. But it gets better. He's a music producer. That's what he was telling these women. But when you go look at his profile, like for his song, which actually wasn't bad. I can't remember, but it wasn't bad. You know what he has? No freckles, a dark beard, and dark hair. But I'm like, you're just looking at him like, all I see is women talk about how independent and how dudes got to pay for the moderately handsome guys. But this ugly dude right here has got, and not one, all the women were 7.5s or better.
This makes me feel good, actually.
Like none of them, like it's just not, I don't want any of these problems.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't want these problems, but at the same time, I'm sitting here like, people accuse me at every moment for stuff that I don't do. But yeah, you got this fat broke guy who's out here living his best life because nobody believes he could do this. How does those people swindle this many women? And there's men out here who are really, really good, who are trying to live good lives that can't get one of y'all.
You know what, though?
I'm
so glad. Actually. I am so glad I'm going to call myself mature now at the age where I don't even really care if you accuse me of something. If it makes you feel better to think that I did it, then sure, I did it. I literally don't care anymore. So I maybe I'll get into this guy's profession.
But it does lead me back to a conversation that I had with our dear mayor, and it was dope. It was great. He was just like, he's like, I just tweet stuff because I feel like tweeting it sometimes. And people are like, oh, you're getting ratioed. You don't. He's like, I don't even know what the hell that means. He's like, how am I supposed to be mad that this little piece, this quote tweet has more whatever than the likes? It's like, I don't know what that's supposed to mean. At the end of the day, you're giving me the energy. So
is that a thing? Ratioed?
That's like, people will talk about. Oh, you got ratio.
Bobby y'all's generation.
Or they in your, or they giving you the business in these tweets, or they're giving you this.
I like you, Bobby. Y'all's generation is the worst generation in the history of mankind.
Listen, I'm working to fix.
I like you though. I like you.
Okay, give me time. We'll course correct.
One real quick thing. I got to get to Van Jefferson because Van Jefferson, his wife, had to leave in the middle of the game,
right,
to go have a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it was my assumption that somebody told him that during the game.
I think he knew, like his wife, because she had to leave on us. We knew on Twitter.
He did not know.
He did.
There is video of somebody coming up and telling him after the game, and I like when I saw that, I was like, "What would you?" You better tell me. Now, whatever decision I make is what I make, because you can make an argument.
I wasn't leaving, but here's what's not happening. Like, if you're that pregnant, you're in LA with that traffic. Hell no. You get next to wherever, just in case you got to get to the hospital. Even as close to that hospital as possible. Because
I'm sure they made plans. Like, I'm sure there was somebody. She probably got to the hospital just fine, because he's a player.
Right.
Like, I mean, you're not a spectator.
Like it's
not a player like Stephon,
row 7.
a different player.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But like, I just think like, all right, I get it. I want you to support me. I need that. But like you're about to pop. Like, let's put you in a stressful situation.
2 questions. If you're playing that game, do you want to know? If you're in his situation and around halftime,
no, I don't.
Your wife goes to labor, you don't want to know?
Actually, no.
I absolutely do.
Not in the Super Bowl. If it's week 16, tell me.
No, because let me phrase it a different way.
He wasn't the number one target anyway, so maybe you should.
Well, let me rephrase that for a second. Well, he was big because OBJ went down.
Right.
So, but let me rephrase that way. You better tell me, Because if you don't tell me, then what you are telling me by not telling me is I only mean football to you. That my wife went into labor and you didn't say, hey, I don't know if you want to know this or not. Whatever you want to do is yours. This is a big deal. You need to know.
You know what? Let me know immediately if it's like a real, she collapsed, some complications. I'll feel like crap if I don't know. Then, but like if it's like I know the baby's coming. Yeah. Like for people who haven't had kids before, like basically it's cooked after like you technically go 10 months, but like it's cooked. It's done. The baby's well done after a certain point. They'll tell you like they'll give you a date, but like 2 weeks before, like any time between.
Both of ours were 30 days early. Both of them. 30 days early. But again, we're going two different places. Like that's your decision when they tell you what you do. Because I'm not judged. Like I'm
not judging them for not going.
Absolutely not. Because everybody's like, well, you got to be at the birth of your kid. You got listen. My kid can tell all of his friends when he's growing up that my dad wasn't there because he was playing in the freaking Super Bowl, loser. Yeah. Okay, like that's a pretty dope story.
Well, I would love for my dad to have told me he was playing in the Super Bowl all those years before he showed up at the comedy show.
I had a 21-year Super Bowl.
Yeah, that one.
but even like when people say these things, right? Because I remember somebody was getting on a guy because he brought his PlayStation 4 at the time, like to the hospital. He was like, hey, you got to stream. You got to do what you got to do. But like they're like, oh, you should be there for her. And
breathe, honey.
Right. But my point is, it's like, and do what? You'll never feel more useless in that situation, especially if she's having a C-section. You literally, the one mistake I made, I cut both, but like, did you? Did the umbilical cord?
I was straight. So
I don't like blood. I don't like gore. I don't like those things.
I told him, let me know when it's clean.
When they came, so this is what happens with military. It was great. They treated us great. But like, I'm over here, I'm half asleep. I'm tired. We've been there because she was ready to get that thing out of her. Trey overcooked. Like he was like, they were going to have him a week later, and she was just like, hell no, get this out of me now. It's like to where I think she almost forced her labor. And we go in there like, all right. And the doc comes in. He's like, hey, listen, she's gonna need a C-section, and you can get it done now. We get rid of drugs, and maybe he'll drop, and she can have it regularly or not. But I'm only here for 30 minutes, so you gotta make. So I'm half asleep. I'm like, well, fine, just do whatever you want to do. I'm going back to sleep. And then
he said, I'm only here for 30 minutes.
The doc was terrible bedside. Good doctor, good surgery, clean. Terrible bedside.
I got dinner reservations. And if we can get this done,
it was like. Then they come and they wake me up. They're like, Mr. Coleman, you need to come now. I'm like, you told me I had 30 minutes. No, the baby will be out in 30 minutes from when I told him that. They're like, they've got her prepared. You need to come. So I'm walking. I put all this stuff on, and they said, just come in. They got the sheet. Mm-hmm. They said, just come in, just walk straight to the back, and you'll go see her. And then you could be there while they pull it out. Don't look to your left. So when they tell you don't look, where do you look? You look to the left. And I literally, nobody was gonna be able to pick my big ass up. I literally almost buckled right there. Like, cause I look, everything is out. Kidneys, stomach, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff is out there for you to see, just hanging out. And I almost threw up. And then I went and did that. But like literally, my whole job was my only job was to walk there. Well, baby comes out.
But that's a C-section.
Snip.
Like, we went through the Lamaze stuff. We went through all that stuff. Like we did that. Now I told them.
Did they dope her up? Or
yeah. And I don't like needles. I don't mind needles going in me, but I don't like seeing needles going in Angie. And so I was like, I'm not doing this. And her mom's like, I can do it. 2 seconds later, the doctor's out getting orange juice because her mom passed out. But then when we were having the baby, I told them, I was like, listen, I'm just going to look at the wall because I saw the video in Lamaze and I don't want to see that. And
it does look like an alien.
And then the doctor's like, oh, there's the head. And I'm like, I'm going to see it for the next 18 years. I'm good. Like run that thing through the wash and then
bring it back.
Yeah.
But like even then,
like you missed a spot.
You're not like all you can do is kind of coach somebody up through some excruciating.
Well, you're there
pain.
for support, homie. Like
you're there, but you're like it's a useless there. Like it's.
I'm sure your wife wants you there.
What I'm saying is that if you're in the Super Bowl and you got a ton of family that knows that this is about to happen, we got somebody that can fill in.
No, I got you. I don't judge the decision not to go. I judge the decision not to tell him. That's wrong because you are saying at that point that you mean nothing to us outside of this football field. He probably wouldn't have left, and that's absolutely fine. I love how James just said that though. He's like, there's nothing I could do. What am I doing?
I'm sitting.
My job is done.
I'm
DJ, I'll holler at you later.
I mean, you're literally sitting there and you're like, all right, and then like you're.
James like, hello, Blue Crab.
It comes with
Can I get some wings?
I could really tell you how much of an asshole I really were because again, aunts are OBGYN, best friends OBGYN. We go and get breakfast because they send us home first, and we go get breakfast. And I got an omelet. It's a good omelet. Got grits. This woman woke me up at 1 o'clock in the morning to go bring them there. Didn't leave till 7. At least I can get some food and a nap, and then we'll try this again. Water breaks when we get into the house. So like the great, caring, responsible person I am, I pick up the phone and I call my aunt. I said, Auntie Beck, like, yo, water broke. Like, how much time we got? She was like, what do you mean? How much? Like, I was like, I got like 10 minutes. I can eat this omelet. Oh can I eat my food? Can we get in the car and drive back? And she's like, what's wrong with you? You better blah, blah. So I hung up the phone. I'm like, okay. Whew. All right. Always get a second opinion. So I call my friend Jamil. I'm like, yo,
oh my God.
I'm like, yo, Jamil, about how much time roughly do we have with the water breaks?
Like, therapy.
Dude, I was hungry, man. I was like, yo, all I could think about was how hungry and tired I was. And where we live at now, like
TJ, I'll meet you there.
We're talking we're talking about LA traffic. It's nowhere near as bad as LA traffic, but like 8 a.m. going back across the Buckman Bridge to Roosevelt I'm chancing having this baby on the Buckman Bridge.
That would make me think that I need to leave sooner, not after I eat my omelet.
So like I was like, maybe we can let the rush hour die a little bit, and I could just floor it.
News on, checking the traffic flow.
Right. But again, like it's just and then when the baby comes out, man, I couldn't even touch Trey when he first came out. Like everybody else was having them and holding them. I got sent home, but anyways, though.
Well, congrats, Van Jefferson.
Yeah, congrats.
Also, pretty cool to win a Super Bowl and have a kid in the same day.
Congrats to Vernon Hargreaves for he should get a ring just as much. What is with Florida players and penalties that have nothing to do with the game? What wasn't like I'm shocked nobody tackled him because they thought he was a fan.
Okay,
my man in full flip flops.
Can we admit something here?
That Vernon Hargreaves was a bust?
No. Oh, the Vernon Hargreaves. I can't talk. Hargreaves is such a bust that they didn't know who he was when he was out there. That they said, "Oh, we're just told that was Vernon Hargreaves." Like that's how big of a bust he is. He's on a Super Bowl team. He runs out and gets a penalty, and the two announcers whose job it is to know the NFL doesn't even know that's him.
This is why.
Let's think about that for a second.
Why I don't take rivalries and argue with certain fans because like the tight end, I can't think of his name for Florida. That's with the Falcons now.
Kyle Pitts.
Amazing.
Yep.
One of the greatest tight ends I've ever watched. I can admit that. I don't give a damn
where he played.
He played. Kyle Pitts is that guy.
Yep.
The fact that there was an argument if Vernon Hargreaves was better than Jalen Ramsey, like it just like
when was that?
When they were both coming.
Draft or high school?
Even when they were playing, like high school, I get.
Vernon was.
High school was I get that, but in college, just. Yeah. But what one accomplished, it wasn't that you're saying Vernon's trash.
Yeah.
It's just, dude, there is this guy ain't just built the same as this guy. And it was just arguing, oh, he's going to be this, Jalen's going to be a bust. And then you look at Vernon, like, he's been getting burnt since he got in the league.
Bro, I'm a Florida fan. I didn't know that was him.
Somebody had to tell me that. And I'm like, why? But I was just thinking it's weird. Like, why would you run on the field in flip-flops in dress clothes?
Because you got to do what's it called?
The gritty?
Yeah.
But like you couldn't gritty when they get on the sideline?
Nobody would have seen it.
Yeah.
Because nobody
like
knows who
it
you
wasn't going
are.
to be on TV.
That's like
Right.
the shoe throw.
We wouldn't be talking about Vernon Hart. I didn't even know he played for the Bengals.
To be honest with you, I thought I just assumed he was done.
I mean, Eli Apple's playing ahead of him.
Wow. That's the most
I mean, if we want to
that's the most damning evidence. This argument is way dead. Eli Apple, hey, the DC's I gotta choose between Eli Apple and Vernon Hart.
and they went to a Super Bowl.
And this is a no-brainer. We're going Eli Apple.
Yeah.
Holy
In fact,
shit.
we're gonna put a captain patch on Eli.
Like, wow. Something with the NFL, and I know we gotta wrap it up. I knew the NFL was going to do this, and it's genius. I think it's genius on both sides of it. Either the offense happened or it didn't happen with Flores. But he hired a white firm, and a lot of people are getting on him. Listen, once it gets to court, the goal is optics and the win. Mm-hmm. Like Johnny Cochran, even though he's dead, like he ain't going in there and probably winning you a civil rights case, being over the top pro-black. Like it's just not going to happen for you.
So you need a white person to be.
So you need a kind of a white person defending this and kind of. But I said, now I didn't think they were going to go double minority. I thought it was just going to go one minority. But the NFL got the attorney general, who's an African American woman, or she works for the attorney, and that's who's representing them. So I'm curious now because
who you pulling for?
No, I want to know how she's going to make the argument. And if she realizes that if she wins, she's literally destroying any argument for any kind of civil rights from now on, because it's kind of clear that something's going on. We don't know just what's going on. But like I want to hear like how she's going to present this, because
she's reasonable doubt, right?
No, you need reasonable doubt in a criminal. This is civil. Civil, you don't need any. Like civil is
if it goes to a jury.
Like, but they don't give them the reasonable.
You're saying
doubt.
It's not going to get there either.
I don't think it's going to get there. But like, if it does,
well, you said it before. It's all the optics. Yeah, that's all it is. And if she somehow does win it, she is going to bang.
She's going to bang.
She is going to absolutely.
How bang. I joke and say, which Michelle Tafoya is doing a good job of right now. If I were to ever want to go make some bank, I know who I'm pandering to. If she wins this, everybody's hiring her, hands down. She's going to be like this. Like I'm not even saying the NFL's over the top racist, but if she's able to win this, all the over the top racists are like, that's my attorney right there. They ain't going to be racist for that. They ain't going to be that racist. No, they don't want to win.
No, absolutely. That's going to be an interesting case. And the Deshaun Watson thing, by the way,
it's like evaporated now.
Well, it's still, there's a court date.
Oh, there is?
Yeah. So, I mean, this is continuing to push along. And we got another trade deadline.
This is why it's
not deadline, but
this is why I think they're going to settle. And again, it's not about this. It's not about Brian Flores. It's about just the discovery. I don't want people searching through my emails and my text messages that much and seeing some random ass conversation that me and my friends are having. And now I got to answer for stuff that I wasn't ready to answer for. But because they've already got the Jerry Jones thing that just came out, where apparently he paid like $2.5 million for the same thing that went on with the Redskins. Now, I assume Jerry's always
voyeurism. It was voyeurism with the Cowboy cheerleaders. There were executives.
It was the PR guy. Imagine Tad Dickman hanging out with
Hold on. Imagine
is that now it makes sense. That's why Balky still has a job.
Man, we can't. Imagine
Jesus Christ.
Imagine being a grown man and hiding behind lockers with your phone like this, bro.
You ain't even trying to hide it.
Oh my god!
Right, and the girls were like, "We can see you."
It's like, wait, no other plan.
I mean, so now Miles' reaction was funny yesterday, though, when he saw that. He's like, "They got $400,000." He's like, "I wish somebody would take a picture of me. I didn't know about."
We all got everybody has checks. Everybody has a number, man. Like you got 400,000.
Game checks. 400 grand. Come on now.
It's rookies on the team that's not making that. You just got one picture. You just got flipped up one good time. And now way more than you were getting paid to cheer.
All right, we got to get out of here before something else comes out of your mouth, because you've been on it today, man.
It's not that. I do respect camera people. As a society, I think we need to cherish them more. I just don't think I think you should have spatial awareness.
I agree.
The stage is going to run out. You can't just keep
never ending.
Yeah, you just can't keep backpedaling, man.
Watch your step.
Like, where's your spider senses? Like,
all right, we got to get out of here. We're going to be back tomorrow, right?
Yep.
All right, we'll be back tomorrow around noon. We say noon, but it never happens at noon. Around noon. Tell your friends about it. Appreciate you guys listening, watching, whatever you're doing. We'll talk to you tomorrow.